is known within this enclave and is very popular among the people of Takwa. Vondi, I mean, the people are coming in their numbers, and this promises to be an interesting one.
Definitely, Mutala. You know, Takwa is known for big occasions like this, and you know, a game between Medeama Sporting Club and Accra House of promises to be one of the few matches where everything is at stake. You know, these two teams, so to speak, have different stories as far as this particular season's league is very much concerned. Talking about Medeama Sporting Club, you know, as you all know, they are unbeaten for the last 30 matches they've played at the in the Ghana Premiership. But for Accra House of Folk, you know, in the last 4 matches that they've played at away, they've not been able to pick up the 3 maximum points or even a point. So it means the winless run for Accra House of Folk. Let's see whether they can be able to right the wrongs against Medeama Sporting Club in this stadium. And well, time will tell.
We'll get to see in a few minutes' time. This game will kick off here at the TNS Stadium. As I said, the Ghana Premier League is huge and it's big on all our socials. Follow us so you don't miss a thing. On Instagram, it is Ghana League _ on X, it is Ghana League. TikTok, it is Ghana Premier League. Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook, it is Ghana Premier League. You can get all what we post there, especially the highlights. You don't want to miss a thing. The game would also be streamed live on our various socials, so you get to watch. Those of you who can watch on TV3 and on your TV, just hop on to social media and get to watch it. But you know that match day 17 is actually what is ending the first round. And already we've had one game being played, a game that has actually caused a manager being sacked in the Ghana Premier League. Hoho United, they drew goalless with Pando Heart of Lions. Safiano, the captain, had an opportunity to win the game for Hoho United, but he blasted that penalty over the crossbar, and that saw the back of Coach Bashiru Tijani.
Yeah, I believe Coach Bashiru Tijani wouldn't be very much happy with that goal that Sofiano Osman Wade failed to score for Hoho United. You know, beginning of this particular season, they went 3 games unbeaten in the home grounds, except the fact that on the 4th match in the home grounds, the Aduana Sporting Club, Aduana FC had to put the brakes on Hoho United. In the last couple of matches they've played, in the last 12 matches they've played, they've just taken just 2 points, 2 wins in the last 12 matches that they've played. And I believe it is one of the few reasons why Coach Bashir Tijani had to pave way for Ayepa Boniface to take over. And I believe it is one of the few decisions that Hoho United has taken, which is very, very much key for their season ahead in the Ghana Premier League before the second season starts.
Okay, so that is how Hoho United got that penalty, and Safiano stepped up. There was no iota of doubt that he was going to score. He was the man for the big occasion. Goalkeeper Lawrence Osei was also very hopeful of saving that, but unfortunately, Safiano blasted that over. You could see the demeanor of the Hoho United players because they all thought Safiano would bury this one, but it's football, it happens sometimes, and he blasted it over the crossbar as the game eventually ended goalless between Hoho United and, of course, Heart of Lions. But let's go through the other fixtures because there are other games that will be played in the Ghana Premier League. We know that Hoho drew with Heart of Lions. Medeama and Heart of Folk is the game we'll be showing you live in a few minutes' time here at the TNA Stadium. There's Nations against Karela, and Ediana would also be at home as they take on Vision FC. Then there's Bechem United against Brekum Chelsea. Samatex, they are down the road a few hours from here. They will be taking on Young Apostles. 11 Wonders would also be at the University of Ghana Stadium as they play Bibiani Go Stars. Dreams FC, they would also come up against Baseke Holy Stars. And there's a big one in Swedro because Asante Kotoko, after 16 years, will be visiting All Blacks. A big one. All these games will kick off at 3 p.m. apart from the Medeama Heart of Folk game. There's a lot and more to discuss as far as this game that is Medeama Heart of Folk is concerned. And we spoke to Heart of Folk legend Lai Kingston during the week, and he talked about the evolution of the Ghana Premier League and what has been happening so far.
For me, I've always have in mind that I want to play football because, one, I'm from a football family. My dad played for Accra House of Folk before moving to Accra Great Olympics, played in the national team as well. So all those things motivate me that, oh, my dad played football. When I come to visit my dad in Teshi and working where you can see he's famous. Everybody knows my dad, calling him. I was like, okay, I want to be like that also. I want to be recognized like that. Lai Kingston, originally from Teshi, but was born and bred in Jamestown, Buko. I fell in love with this beautiful game, and since then I've been very close to football. I don't see myself doing something else. When I was at Bukom, it was very difficult for me to go to school. You know, my parents enrolled me to a school, but I love the game so much. You know, it's not now that you have education and football mix academies that helps the kids. In our time, either you choose the game or you choose education. But me, it has been on and off. I go to school, I stop football, run away from home, you know. Street boy, sometimes I go months without coming home, you know, because I wanted to play the game. I was playing in Coates, Cowling Babies. So from Cowling Babies, then Arts of Folk. If I want to develop and grow, it's not Arts of Folk. Olympics will do a better job, give me better opportunity to grow. So I told Atram, and then we all moved to Accra Great Olympics. And I think we made a very good choice. Spend some time with Olympics. We got opportunity to play in the Premier League, play some games, and then after a few years, I moved to Accra Suffolk. I always believe that education is not always in classrooms. You know, education is on the streets. It's how you take it. Make sure you take the positives, and then you make it your own. You know, so for me, I think that's what helped me.
In the heart of Ghana,
And I can tell you the stadium is buzzing. The fans are here in their numbers, and it's a ginormous occasion, not only because Hearts of Oak are in town, but Medeama would also take that opportunity to outdoor and unveil a new sponsor. They are here at the TNA Stadium, and this is how they arrived at their home grounds. All the players are fired up, the likes of Salim, all wanting to impress today. Ibrahim Tanko knows that this game is very massive, and 3 points would do them a lot of good. It is Salim who will be playing against his former club for the first time since he left Hearts of Oak, and Prince Owusu, who recently was with the Black Stars, all in the squad for Medeama. So they have a full house, and they'll be looking at getting 3 points. Fatal, the former captain and left back, also in the squad today. Hearts of Oak are also at the TNA Stadium, coming with their phobia bed, cladded with these mauve, red and yellow colors, and that is inside the bus. The Jamasa Osasibe, these days he's called Terminator.
Yes.
Vondi. They say that many say that he's the best defender currently in the country.
Well, people, others who are saying Samba Odell is the best defender in the Ghana League. But for me, I'll go for Jacob Amumensa of Medeama Sporting Club, and I'll just make some claims for Mubarak QC for Medeama Sporting Club. Even though people are calling for Osaya Sibe to be the best defender, but I have a different opinion. Even though he's one of the few guys that he's very, very resolute for Accra House of Oak at the back. If you say he's the best, I cannot just begrudge you, but I'll go for Jacob Amumensa of Medeama Sporting Club, and they are going to square up against each other this afternoon.
Of course. Now let's talk about the tactical battle. You've seen Tanko's tactics, you've seen that of Masoud Didi Dramani. In terms of the two tactics, which one do you think would be superior today?
Definitely,
because with Tanko, it is more of an attacking system. And with Masoud Didi Dramani, they play a bit of a defensive, system.
For Ibrahim Tanko, he goes in for
I'll come back to you, but this is how Medeama are setting up a typical 4-3-3. Kingsley Braye, who has been coming off the bench today, gets to start. Derek Forjo is on the bench, but still they have a lot of attacking threats in there.
Yes, on paper it is a 4-3-3, but practically it is a 4-2-3-1, where Kingsley Braye will be playing on the far left, Kevin Nkrumah on the far right, Abdul Salam will play as the pivot, and behind him we have Salam playing out there, and then in defensive midfield row we will be having Fuzi Taylor and Manuel Mante. But then when you look at the defensive setup, I should say the reasons why I was making claims for Jacob Amumensa was the fact that he's the only player in this Medeama team who have played all games all season, and he has been a stalwart at the back of the defensive setup. And for Accra House of Oak, I will be very, very much happy to see.
Let's see the Hearts of Oak setup as well. I know that defensively they have one of the best setup currently in the country, with Solomon Agbasi continuing. Even though I saw Benjamin Asare at the stadium, he is not even on the bench today. And suddenly you have the likes of Asibe or at the back. It's a 4-3-3 system for Hearts of Oak as well. Mawuli Wayo, and today Frank Abura Duku gets to start.
Yes, to begin with, you made mention of Benjamin Asare, the goalkeeper for Accra House of Oak, who happens to be the #1 for Ghana Black Stars. Before he went off, he played 8 matches, gave us some 5 clean sheets, and considered just 4 goals. And in his absence, Solomon Agbasi came in. He has played 7 matches, 6 clean sheets, conceding just 2 goals. That was the 2 goals he conceded against Karela. And surprisingly, it will interest you to know that this season, Medeama Sporting Club has lost just 1 goal away, 1 match away. Accra House of Oak has also lost just 1 match away. They both lost against Karela. Medeama lost 1-0 against Karela away. Accra House of 2 have lost just 1 match away against Karela. It means there's some form of similarities between the two sides, and today they are going to square up against each other. It's going to be a very beautiful game, I expect you.
And it's going to be an interesting one here at the TNA Stadium. Both coaches have spoken to us. Ibrahim Tanko knows that the occasion is big, and he said that 3 points will be a wonderful way to start 2026. Coach, Happy New Year to you, first of all. It's a big game against one of the best sides currently in the Ghana Premier League. How important will it be to start this year with a win?
It's very important. Like you said, we are playing against a very strong side with a very strong back technical team. But I think, like I always said, we are playing home. In home, we can beat any team at any day. So I'm sure that the boys are ready. And yeah, like you said, let's see what will happen.
Seeing your lineup, Kingsley Braye finally starting. What informed that decision? Because he's been on the bench for some time.
No, I always told them that anyone can start at any time. It's based on, the game we are playing. I think the last 2 games he was super. So I think he deserves to start. So definitely I give him that chance.
Of course. Now, Hearts of Oak are one of the best defensive sides currently in the league. How do you plan to break them down today?
We have to have patience up front when we are building up. I think we have to look for the spaces where we can hit them. Definitely, like you said, we watch them very good at the defensive side, but we are also very good at the offensive side. So let's see what will happen.
Coach, wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Coach, Happy New Year to you. Final game of the first round. How important would it be to start on the right note?
I think that every game is always important, and then just as this one, and the 2 teams, they come to fight for the ultimate 3 points.
You're coming up against a team that is unbeaten in about 13 league matches here. How do you plan to break them down?
I think that it's always good to believe in what you are doing, and also reflect on how strong the opponent is at their backyard, and then what strong they are in, and then in order to get the best out of their outcomes.
Seeing your number 1, Benjamin Asare, back, but you're continuing with Agbasi, what really informed that decision?
I think it's important to reintegrate players into your fold, and so it's a whole process. It's a process of getting out, and it's a process of getting on, and so it's important to reintegrate both the on-pitch and off-pitch activities.
Coach, wish you all the best.
Thanks.
These days, Hearts of Oak fans call him Didi, the tactical Dramani, and he's also hopeful of getting 3 points against Medeama. Bondi, players are ready in the tunnel to come out and do battle. Finally, who do you think would win this game in the end?
I believe, surely, there's one thing that is going to happen in this game. Medeama Sporting Club has lost 3 matches against Hearts of Oak at this background at the TNA Stadium. The first one was against Kenichi's Hearts of Oak, a 2-0 victory, goals from Cosmos Dauda and Eric Kumi. And the last one too was against when this stadium was commissioned, becoming the first team to win against...
So, the players are ready to come out, so we're running out of time. The stage is set. It's Medeama against Hearts of Oak, and I hand you over to our team of commentators, Benjamin Willie Graham and Kelvin Owusu-Ansah. Enjoy the first 45 minutes.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture, lies the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, a beacon of excellence in the energy sector. For over 40 years since its creation, GNPC has committed to its mandate of developing Ghana's own petroleum resources to support the provision of adequate and reliable supply of petroleum products and reduce the country's dependence on crude oil imports, charting in the process. In education, the corporation has, among other things, constructed over 150 classroom and dormitory facilities and awarded over 4,000 scholarships to deserving Ghanaian students at the graduate and postgraduate education levels, recognizing the importance.
Good afternoon, Ghana. Good afternoon, everywhere you find yourself, and welcome to Takwa. This is a golden town where gold lies beneath the soil and football glory floats in the air. It's going to be a match day 17 encounter here between Medeama SC, league leaders of the Ghana Premier League, and ready to face Accra Hearts of Oak. This is a proud mining town which is going to tremble with anticipation as match week 17 of the Ghana Premier League delivers a heavyweight contest. And that is where the fans are here to watch. And that is where the officials will pick the match ball to usher us into this enthroned encounter where the two sides are looking to move up on the Premier League log, even though if Medeama SC do find themselves very much in a comfortable situation, but it is not all that rosy for them. Hearts of Oak have something up their sleeves, and that is where they definitely want to unleash that on Medeama today.
Well, it's always one interesting game to look out for. There are so many dynamics to this game. Getting to the top of the Ghana Premier League, old wounds to be revived. Well, there's also a little bit of revenge and proven points to determine whether capabilities were ignored in the past or not. Everything set for a very big match then, especially at the start of a new year. The two sides will be looking forward to getting the first 3 points to start their season on a high.
So Medeama AC definitely have a very big pride here in Takwa. They're very much resilient and also relentless. They want to forge in the heat of the home support that turns this particular ground into a furnace. And so when they walk in here, they try to look into the setup there. And having picked up a draw against Bibiani Gold Stars, they haven't really made enough changes to the setup. They maintain the same squad here, and they certainly want to change the narrative about their performance in the Ghana Premier League as whether they definitely are going to pick the title or not.
You never want to change a side that gets you maximum results, and especially picking a point from the dreaded dance back in Bibiani. Coach Ibrahim Tanko would want to stick with his men, and luckily Fatau Suleimana playing a left back has been very much impressive, and we'll be looking forward to keeping that strength on the left-hand side.
There's been a talk about the opposition side where Tanko Ibrahim says there's not much pressure on him as to how he manages the side and whether they have a chance of picking a title. It's got 13 games unbeaten in the Ghana Premier League. Very much exciting performance there for Tanko Ibrahim, the former national star. Played his club football as well in Germany for Dortmund, and he's actually changing the narrative for Medeama SC because he did that back in when he was in Accra, but this time he's here in Takwa.
Well, we're looking forward to getting the very best. Getting 3 points here will be very much crucial. Last season, Hearts of Oak won 4 points from the maximum 6. Tanko wants to put a stop to that. Referee
Nathan Anafo, FIFA accredited referees here for this afternoon's encounter there. And Hearts of Oak coming to this game making a lot of changes there. 4 of that after their win against Samatex. And George Paco is out for a change, and then Siama comes in to replace him as well. Then you have Theophilus Collison also missing out. And Martin Kakaro, interestingly, is also not in this game. You have a lot of questions as what really is happening to Martin Kakaro this season.
Well, a bit of worry for Didi Dramani there. He's failing to have that chemistry he desires, all because of the inability to have the players every single time available for them. Masudi Dramani knows that the absence of Martin Kakari, Collison, and others with illness and injuries as well as suspension hasn't really helped his team, but he hopes that they get the right result here at the TNA Stadium. It's a big match for him, and it's quite impressive to see Kwesi Asma return to the squad.
Well, again, it's a situation where Hearts of Oak certainly will be looking to change a lot of things in the midfield, but George Paco sitting out of a 3 yellow card suspension, and also have the likes of Theophilus Collison, Martin Kakari, all of them, and not able to play a part in today's game. But I expect to see the likes of Mauli Wayo, who's definitely going to play wide there, but Amza Imsa is the one who's staying up front in the middle and getting support there from Duku. Going to get to see how the setup there for Hearts of Oak work today.
Well, very impressive attacking lineup there. The 2 forwards, Hamza Isa and then Frank Duku, are expected to get on the score sheet. Mauli Wayo, as always, with his ever irrepressible, press high up the field, gives them an opportunity to start defending from, a closer line in the opponent's first third, and that gives them, enough time. Creativity would be a bit lacking, but they expect Abdul Karim to step up and fill in for that gap.
Oh, Didi Dramani has ushered in the Hearts of Oak into this game, and expect to see a very exciting performance there from referee Nathan Anafo, who has had 3 games already in the Ghana Premier League. And he did witness the performance of a team's All Blacks and Holy Stars, Nations FC and Gold Stars, as well as Vision and Young Apostles. Nathan Anafo, and coming in for this particular game, you expect to see a lot of fireworks there from Buhats and Medeama AC this afternoon's encounter. There's been a lot of anticipation there in terms of how this game is going to play. It's one of the most heavily advertised game in the Premier League match 17. But Hearts of Oak have had interesting performances here and won some other games here against Medeama AC, and they want to continue with that surge and keep the momentum. But going 13 games unbeaten, it is Medeama AC who walk into this particular turf and want to make it a strong, strong fortress.
Well, certainly that is the fortress, but in as much as they want to make it a fortress, they've dropped lots of points. Games I would have expected them to pick maximum points, but hopefully they make amends and pick enough points here this second round. They drew against Samatex, and that wasn't a pleasant result for the fans.
And so the drums beat louder, the chants rise higher, and every blade of grass waits for the next chapter to be written. It's today's ambition with Meets Legacy, Heart of Oak and Medeama AC. Gold meeting green, home pride, now clashing with a bit of national royalty. 90 minutes certainly lie ahead. And 90 minutes that will test courage. And from Takwa this afternoon, it is the Ghana Premier League that's going to speak more passion and power and poetry. Heart of Oak have the first corner kick there. And they're definitely going to rely on Ransford Mensah to effect this one. The very, very first attempt there by Heart of Oak to see if they can at least surprise Medeama AC in this afternoon's encounter.
The intent is clear, is to go high up and trouble the laterals for Medeama.
Well, they've been having some very quality goals there, Heart of Oak, with the left-footed set piece to be taken there. Ransford Mensah has been really working hard for the Phobians this afternoon, trying to go long into the far post there. Goalkeeper has already committed, and that's well to pick it up, Felix Che. And quickly had to set the tone. And the Phobians will definitely be looking forward to seeing they can defend well. It is Medeama who want to have a lot of work there from the centre forward, Kingsley Bright. It's been one player who's been scoring some interesting goals there for them as well. Did score against Bando Heart of Lions, where Medeama picked up the only goal and the only point in that encounter. Expectation is pretty much high for the fans who are watching and looking on to see how things pan out. Felix Che has been the safest pair of hands there for Medeama AC. And they expect to work there. Salim Adams, who a Heart of a player. Once upon a time, they talk about the fact that he's meeting old friends in today's encounter, Salim Adams.
Well, obviously, he struggled to survive at Hearts of Oak. Talent, undeniable, but his capabilities and his strength was not really realized with the Phobians. Traveled all the way to Cincinnati and had to come back. Ibrahim Tanko trying to get the very best out of him as his most creative spark in his midfield.
Well, you talk about the most creative player. Adams has played 10 games with 1 goal for Medeama AC this season. Sit top of the standings with 31 points Medeama. But they expect to have a lot of work there coming through for Adams. This is Fuzzy Taylor for Medeama. It's been pushed down there. The referee didn't really see much on that. Kamardini still playing his role there for Medeama. Picks up the return of the ball there and trying to look forward to seeing the likes of Kingsley Bright in a very good position there. Trying to turn around there. Sibe stopping him. And now comes in this particular effort. Lovely play there from Abdul Salam, player of the month of November there for Medeama AC. His first shot on goal there. And Medeama beginning to get some bit of opening gaps in front of the defensive line of Hearts of Oak.
Intelligent pass there from Kamaradine, opening up the space. Kingsley Bright wasn't really successful with that. And the scrap, well picked up by Salam. Close shot. But Abasi once again able to the tax to parry it away.
Corner kick once again is a little bit of response there from Medeama AC as Hearts of Oak at the very first in the early minutes of the game. And they have their effort here. Fuzzy Taylor to effect this one there for Medeama AC. 3 minutes already gone, almost 4 minutes. And this one is taken to the box there. Hearts of Oak clear the lines. There's another return of the ball. Sibe's long ball into Medeama half. Has been quietly all alone in his own half there, picking the ball up. But a bit of a concern there for Kamardini for Medeama.
An impressive clearance there from Hearts of Oak. Knowing the threat Medeama carry every time they come forward with a corner kick. And one of them is Kamardini Mahmoud clutching onto his thigh. Might have been a kick there into his right thigh. You can see him making the complaint to the referee. They were just scrambling for that ball. It was a good whip by Fuzzy Taylor.
Absolutely. Both Medeama and Hearts of Oak are meeting for the first time in 9 months. Hearts of Oak picking up. And Benjamin Asari is again in the stance there. He's nursing an injury, yet to recover fully. He's had just about a week or so training and yet to get himself back into the starting team for Hearts of Oak.
Well, it was quite an injury that had lingered for a long time, but happy he's back. But once again, Fuzzy Taylor with an outswinger. Good clearance by Osei Sibe. He has that aerial presence every time. Despite his diminutive nature, he's always rising higher to connect to these aerial balls. I'm sure Fatah will be catching his stats. He delayed a bit hesitant. And SCB just capitalized on that floor to make the clearance.
Very much tiring defender there, SCB, always getting the balls away from dangerous areas. Back in April 2025, Hearts of Oak did beat Medeama by a goal to nil here. Very confident side, and they're trying to find themselves out, and that's out of trouble. Mubarak Yusuf finds himself in a very precarious situation, but was able to get himself out there, and a very poor play there for Kamaldeen to pick it up. And Hearts of Oak will have the honorous task of getting the throw in here.
Medeama have an enviable back line, lots of experience. Fatawa left back, Mubarak in central defense, and Kamaldeen on the right hand side. They seem well stacked, with Amu adding up with his quality. It's quite difficult for you to plumb through.
Well, I did talk about the introduction of Fatawa Suleiman there into the Medeama defensive line. Just talked about him, just had to race from far to pick this ball there. Very poor play there from the Medeama centre backs. Jacob Amu, and now Felix J trying to play compact at the back there, and again it's only going to be a very, very not a friendly tackle there. Nathan Nafu just won't have a very long word there for Hearts of Oak's 15 shared it. Frani.
That was quite a late challenge there from Abdul Karim. Late to that ball. Can understand why Amu is complaining to him, was just too far away from him.
Mubarak Yusuf now finds space for Jacob Amu there, looking for some bit of a opportunity in the midfield. It's been returned to him as well by Mano Mate, and now comes back to Mubarak. Fuzzy Taylor. Kinsley Bray. And he's been really worked on by Ransford Mensah.
There's a bit of a problem with the Medeama midfield. Too much steel. The Maverick and Prince also is absent. You can see the reason why they've been too technical and failing to take lots of risk from that midfield. You can be too creative if your midfield lacks that balance, and that is what you're realizing. They may be possessing the ball.
It's a bit ragged in terms of getting the balls into the spaces that you're looking for.
Yeah, someone to find that final pass is what they're missing. And I'm sure Tanko looked at the Hearts-of-Oak midfield. How do I neutralize it? Because they've been good on the road, and with this setup, you just want to combat that steel they also have.
You get a chance to find a way there, and finally find support there. Hearts of Oak now trying to push forward on the left-hand side. Always looking for space there, Asma and Hamza. Again, defensively, very strong play there for Mubarak. Wins it back now for Medeama. And getting space, and also getting themselves away from any trouble. Fuzzy Taylor trying to control things in the heart of midfield now, find space. And now Salim. I was looking for Nkrumah to run routes and create some space there, gives the ball away. SCB picking it up there for Hearts of Oak.
Very good read of the ball there by the Frani, picking it up. They might be looking forward to plunging the ball through the spaces in between the Hearts-of-Oak midfielders. You can see Salam and Manu Mante trying to pick up those pockets of spaces the Phobians are leaving behind.
SCB all alone at the defensive area for Hearts of Oak now to push forward. Switching one at a very long play into the half of Medeama again. He's been stopped. Fuzzy Taylor here for Medeama. And Abdul Salam has been stopped in his stride there by Ali Mohammed for Hearts of Oak. And so, since January 2023, Hearts of Oak and Medeama faced each other 6 times, with Hearts of Oak picking a slight edge over Medeama, winning 4 of those encounters. Medeama just 2 wins there against Accra Hearts of Oak. And both teams have scored 8 goals across those meetings. Medeama trying to tighten their grip on the Premier League log there. Just 1 point ahead of Kumasi Asante Kodoko. And here comes Suleimana Fatau, charging forward on the left-hand side. Oh, fine space. Abdul Salam in the box there. Abdul! And Agbashi once again coming to the rescue of Accra Hearts of Oak.
Brilliant play there from Fatau, finding Salam, his first touch, letting him down. Recovered to hit the ball quite low. Nabasi with sharp reflex. Went down, couldn't gather the first time. It was quite an impressive drive from Abdul Salam. Not a lot of goals come from him. And we're expecting him to get a lot more on the score sheet.
Comes there again and take over first there. Both teams goalless at the moment. And so there's going to be a lot of a wrestling battle defensively. Hearts of Oak really coming in very hard. And Medeama coming into the game there. Chris Yasma trying to pick the ball away from Mubarak.
That was quite a good gather there from a moment. How to stretch and make that quick recovery.
Now Salim is noted for this long drive there. Salim Adams, former Hearts of Oak player. And this man did play a part there for the Phobians some seasons ago. And decided to part ways and look for some bit of a exciting exposure outside. But it's back in the Premier League and working wonders there for Medeama AC.
Well started, hitting the ball from a distance, realizing that Solomon Abasi is struggling to pick the ball on the first attempt. There's the third shot on target, and we're looking forward to getting a lot more. But Abasi has started warning his defense not to be opening up too many spaces within that midfield, allowing Medeama to strike the ball.
Again, a yellow card has been flashed out very early on, just 11 minutes of play gone. And Asma has been flagged a yellow card. Very interesting decision there from Nathan Anafo. The yellow card there to Asma.
I think that was a late challenge, very needless. It carried all the malicious intent.
The interesting about the referee Anafo there, and you get to see that the first game that he officiated, that was All Blacks against Holy Stars. He get 4 yellow cards in that game, and as well as Nations FC and Gold Stars, that was 6 yellow cards. And the only card that was a bit economical was a match against Vision FC, which is 1 card he gave. But now, just about 12 minutes of play, and the yellow card is already out there.
I'm sure he wouldn't have dished out the yellow card, but the reaction that followed clearly gave him that opportunity to give the yellow card. You could see Didi Dramani complaining to the assistant referee. But I'm sure decent is also part of the game, and players need to learn that.
Very interesting. In the match against All Blacks and Holy Stars, game ended 2-0 for All Blacks, and then Gold Stars and Nations FC. It was a 2-0 win as well, Nations. And so it's very interesting display in terms of how many yellow cards he's able to give in the game there. And so Fuzzy Taylor sends the ball to the near post there. And again, Hearts for players struggling to deal with it. It's been headed down, looking for handball call there, but that will not be given. Came off the body of Frank Duku.
I'm not sure the referee is going to give that. It was too close to him, and his hand was virtually just on his body.
Both Hearts of Oak and Medeama have played each other 23 times, with Medeama winning 14 of those matches. 7 ending in a draw with 12 victories for Hearts of Oak. And now Asma, the man just picked up a yellow card there, the first player to have his name taken. Fatau Suleimana here going ahead of Duku to pick it up. And Medeama defense would have to clear and mop things up. They've been pretty much quiet there. One of the goalkeepers between the two in the post there is Agbashi, was picked up just 2 balls. The long drive at goal. But Felix has been pretty much on holidays.
Clearly, the Hearts of Oak team have just opened up too many spaces. That's all how expansive Medeama played.
Again, there's been too many hold-up play in the game. When you talk about Medeama AC, they have 7 players who have either played for the Black Stars or the Black Galaxies. And again, look at the offense there on Salam by Ali Mohammed, which scored for the referee to stop the game there. So you have the Felix Echemubak, you see for Tau Suleimana, Mano Mate, Kamardini, Mamadou, Kevin Nkrumah, and Salim Adams. All of them either played for the Black Stars or the Black Galaxies. Very strong setup Medeama do have today.
Stacking quality. They've had that experience of playing national team level and also across the league. Fatau has seen it all when it comes to the league. Played for Medeama, went to Africa to play for Al Ahly in Tripoli. You look at Mubarak, his hardest time with Ash Gold. His hardest time with Asante Kotoko now. Here, Salim Adams, who had had to for Kamaradini for many years, has been with this side. Kelvin Nkrumah with his experience from the Ghana under 20 team and also an under 17. It's a lot of quality. Mano Mante. Mano Mante has been an understudy for the likes of Kwesi Don Suta Tezuta during their time. Fuzi Taylor from Accra Lions. So it's more like they have too much quality. You look at their bench and you're just wowed by the number of quality players they still have in the bank to call on when they need them.
Well, that's what the coach is sport for quality. That's what he wants to trick his team the match and so keep the same setup. Mano Mante has been pushed down there by Afrani. Not for giving out too many fouls. There's one of them. Just again, there's a tussle to win the midfield. The midfield battle between the two sides is a really interesting one. And appears Medeama a little bit slightly on top of that.
That has been their strength, controlling the midfield play. It's now left to them to capitalize on how to make the end product.
Oh, lovely play here. And again, Salim just couldn't get the pass going on. It's Bright. And it counts Mano Mate. Now you have Mubarak here picking it up for Medeama SC, looking for Abdul Salam. Ali Mohammed would actually get the ball away and gets pushed down. He was actually looking for this one and got it.
Kwale knew exactly what to do. Salam wanted to just navigate his way around him. But Ali just read the situation, and after that push, went down right in front of the assistant referee. He's been saved right there. Salam very strong and doesn't give up on loose balls. One of his attributes. The rest of the coaching team really appreciate.
Interestingly, Heart of Oak really have had to see Maliwayo and Hamza being well policed by Medeama SC, so not seeing plates of possession. Always get to see the likes of Abdul Karim playing his part in midfield again. Heart of Oak losing possession. Medeama really picking it up there. Interesting play there from Medeama as they went away to Gold Stars, an outstanding game. The game ended 1-1. There's a draw with Medeama obviously picking up and excited about picking a 3-point. Salim here, always looking for the rounds there, and the flag going up here against Nkrumah.
There's quite a bit disjoint there from Heart of Oak. That was very tiny there. You see, Kelvin Nkrumah will be looking forward to creating lots of space. Very much expansive and with the skill, cutting to create opportunities to the side. Amankwabefi has a lot of work to do on the right-hand side of Heart of Oak's defense.
It's a very tough game being played in Sueju as well. Kotoko playing All Blacks, and a lot of the off-field incidents was the beauty of the game there. Heart of Oak really having to have Ransford doing so well, picking the ball there. Lovely play there from the left full back. Crossfield powers down to the right-hand side, looking for... Oh, Duku just couldn't quite get to the ball there. You talked about the fact that that's way too much for him to pick it up.
That was a miscalculation there from Frank Duku. Would have expected him to meet the ball halfway. But unfortunately for him, it was just too far away. And see, that was quite close there. Phyllis J spending too much time on the ball. And Hamza Issa trying to steal it away. Cannot be dancing around with the ball in your penalty area.
And just not in front of Hamza Issa was able to score at any opportunity given to him. Salim Adams here. He's been boxing the midfield for Medeama this season. He was doing so when he was playing for Heart of Oak there. Well, the Phobians have been encouraged by the recent win over Samatex, and their defensive record remains the best in the Premier League this season. Well, interestingly, goals on the road for Heart of Oak have been a big concern, with many Phobians failing, or the Phobian team failing to score in the last 4 away matches. And need to be addressed in today's game against Medeama SC, and that's a big concern there for the man
See a lot of tussling in there. Frank Duku clearly not happy with that, but once you tag the jersey of your opponent, you give an opportunity for the referee to whistle for a foul.
Well, All Blacks leading Kumasi Asante Kotoko by 2-1. It's a very fiercely encounter there in Suejo. Marfin Donzo getting the consolation here for Asante Kotoko. The meantime, here in Medeama, it's still goalless. Medeama SC and Hartlepool. Time the Phobians trying to keep possession. And here comes Mauliwayo, drifting deep into midfield. Peleka Esibe. Another crossfield ball to the left-hand side, and again, the offside flag has already gone up.
That was quite a bit late there. Ransford Mensah making the charge. SCB knowing how expansive the Medeama defense is, would always want to put the ball through. You can see the Phobians have been quite unlucky trying to go through the middle. There's been lots of fouls just to disrupt the fluidity with which Medeama want to play. I can quite understand making them highly unsettled every single time. Have the ball, the Fanta eagerly waiting to get a goal.
Well, so this is it. So it's going to be that exciting. Well, you have these two sides in the Premier League. Medeama, once again, 31 points, sitting on top of the Premier League. Trying to push the balls back here on the left-hand side. And again, you have Nkrumah switching play. And the ball just going out there for a goal kick.
Calvin Nkrumah with enough quality. We're looking forward to getting the ball down the right-hand side. Clever getting past Ransford Mensah with the space. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a goal kick scenario there for the Medeama side. We talked about the fact that these two teams have had to play very interesting games there in the Premier League, and you still want to have a Fuzzy Taylor, so as with the player, and the shoving and pushing in the 18-yard box always going to be a big concern there for Nathan and for the referee to deal with it halfway through the first half already. And you do have Fuzzy Taylor there very much ready. Mauliwaya Hamza, just a two-man wall there in front of Agbashi, trying to get his team to be very much focused. You have to be attentive onto this ball there. Fuzzy Taylor always getting ready to hit this one deep into the halfway or perhaps the penalty area of Medeama SC. And Kamarantini will definitely have some bit of a interesting words there for referee Anafo. Well, it's a situation where you expect your teams to always get everything going there for them. Fuzzy Taylor left the ball deep into the far post. Now it's going to be attacked, and again a very interesting display there from the centre-back Jacob Amu. Just couldn't quite get into the very dangerous areas to pick it up there.
That was quite a decent delivery there. Fuzzy Taylor once again. Amu rose high, but Frank Duku's presence was enough to keep him off balance. The poor connection to that ball. Medeama still asking lots of questions, but they haven't been lucky. Hartlepool defense, including the goalkeeper, have been up to the task.
Duku down to chase this one, couldn't quite get to it now.
That was too heavy a pass for him to pick it up. The intent was clear, but it was too hefty.
Not been the vintage Hartlepool team in the Premier League, especially so when it has to do a match here against Medeama SC. Always looking for Hamza. Now Mauliwayo picks it up. Switching play down to the far side. Now 70% of possession there for Medeama with 30 for Hartlepool. The Phobians trying to push forward and trying to get a lot of men there. And Asma switching. And Wayo. And Asma again. Well, this time it's been cleared. Medeama living dangerously, and Ransford Mensah again, not too sure what the plan was for him.
You would have expected Kosi Asma to hit the ball first time, with the cutback coming straight to him. That extra touch gave him Medeama an opportunity to make the clearance. You can see Ibrahim Tanko clearly not happy. The Phobians have started picking up the loose end and his defense. He needs to quickly resolve that.
Medeama have recorded 3 home victories over Hearts of Oak in the last 5 seasons. Can their lead being tested there by Hearts of Oak for the first time since the 2020-21 campaign. A bit interesting here about Salim there, where he enjoyed a fruitful season with Hearts of Oak, lifting the League and FA Cup titles under coach Samuel Bwedu. Again, the bench of Medeama will be looking on to see what happens there. Again, when you have players saying that they are not under any pressure at all, but they're meeting old friends and they're well motivated.
See Hearts of Oak making it difficult for Medeama to really find their rhythm. Almost every single time pressing to make sure they lose it as easily at any point in time.
Yeah, again, is Nkrumah looking for that call there from referee Nathan Nafu, who just was not going to get that one there from Ransford Mensah, who was just protecting and shielding the ball away from him.
Nkrumah, smallish but very weighty, trying to find his way around Sibe and Mensah to win that possession. Was unlucky there.
Well, a bit of an interesting story for Hearts of Oak there. We just talked about the creative player there in the side, and Martin Kakari, who's not playing a part in today's game. But a bit of a congratulations there for Martin Kakari, having an outdoor in there for his newborn baby. The reason he's not here with Hearts of Oak. Congratulations there to Martin Kakari.
It's family time.
Yeah. That's a very exciting news there for 2026 for the young man.
Hopefully that brings him goals. He's actually struggling at Hearts of Oak, struggling to score. The last over 40 games he's played in the league, he hasn't registered any goal, and it's quite, surprising for an outside forward not to even register a single goal playing for Hearts of Oak.
For the Taylor now. Kevin just opening up for a pass there, but decide to drop it deeper. Nkrumah back to Fuzi Taylor. Turns well. And looking for some bit of space, but it has to go to Fatah Suleimana. Oh, lovely here for Medeama. Fuzi again turns and delaying the pass there. Fanshaw not happy at all. Expect to see something. A bit of a strip movement in the ball there. Mauli Wayo now picking the pieces and it's been dragged back. But the advantage is given to Hamza Issa. Has been stopped there by Jacob Amu. Again, I thought the referee was going to go back in to look at the pull back on Mauli Wayo. But Abdul Salam here for Medeama. Now he's returning away from everybody and finds Salam. Back to Suleimana. Abdul, and he's been brought down right in front of the referee there. So there's Kareem Abdul for Hearts of Oak commit this foul there on Salim Adams.
A late challenge there from Abdul Kareem. A bit late. Salim, his first touch letting him down, but he managed to just toe poke that away to Salam. Nathan Nafu wasn't going to look away. It's been the same situation. I would want to set up that ball favorably. Try those long-range efforts. Hasn't come too easy.
Seems to be a concern there for the young man who's just been stalwart at the back there for Medeama SC. Jacob Amu.
It's really been great for them. You can see clutching onto his face. Not sure he has something to do with a strain or a knock. Virtually feeling a bit dizzy.
On the bench for Medeama as well, after talking about Tanko Ibrahim, is Isaac Kamwako, former goalkeeper of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It's now the part of the technical setup of Medeama SC. That's the talking point about a lot of former players of Asante Kotoko going into coaching. And if you pick the Premier League table, or perhaps the clubs, you do have Gordon Ablodi, former captain with BBN Gold Stars, and he talked about the midfield that will currently jails with Pando Heart of Lions and Amos Frimpong back with the Kumasi Tenko setup and with it from a club. Isaac Kamwaku here. There's plenty of them moving and working with all the Premier League sides.
Well, it's quite impressive for them, and they still have a number of them working through the ranks, trying to get to the very top. Jordan Opoku with West Africa Football Academy, Francis Akwafo with Ken Faisal clearly seem to be stacking up for the future.
Salim here, long range into the power post, then again it goes wide of the crossbar.
It was always rising.
He's noted for that. He's absolutely been very fantastic hitting the balls from long range.
That was quite a distance, but it was always rising. The very best of hits from him. Expected to hit it with the inside of his foot a bit, but this was just on the laces.
And playing from the back end, so still goalless here. And Medeama see Hartlepool struggling to get the opening goal. Medeama been given a tap here. Now they have to find Salim. Trying to lift for Bry. And defensively, Hartlepool have been wonderful and fantastic there. I was expecting a lot of work there from Amanko Befi.
Very good gather there by Befi. Read the situation well, knew exactly what Bray wanted to do. Just stepped in the right moment to make that block.
Medeama fans will be hoping they pick up something here. Hartlepool have picked up 7 points from their last 3 games ahead of this particular game, and Indy Dramani is looking to continue with that performance. Do you recall the win here against Samatex, and it was a very important win there as well for the Phobians. One interesting scoreline that did come in was Kodoko's 6-0 win against Bechem United in Kumasi. And he's momentarily got them sitting on top of the Premier League log, and then Hamza has been brought down just going through 2 players. Kamaldin was there, and of course Mubarak was equally there trying to win possession away from Hamza, but very smartly trying to hit the ball into the 2 players, and has been pushed down.
That was quite needless there from Kamaldin with his experience. Hamza Issa was just moving backwards. There was no intent to get himself into an attacking and a shooting position. Trying to tag onto his shirt, giving away an easy free kick.
Di Dramani has spoken about the fact that the team needed to play and be consistent. Mensah drops the ball down. Varsma hit the balls into the box. Now it's been collected beautifully there by Felix Che.
Goalkeeper Felix Che would continuously welcome these if they are hit this way, without power, without conviction, and hanging more like routine saves at the training ground for him. Hartlepool need to do a lot more to test him. He's been one of Ghana's top performing goalkeepers in the domestic league. He has been part of the Black Galaxies for quite some time.
Abdusalam just going in between the 2 players, then Fast just not agreeing there with the decision to allow the player to continue here. Against Kamaldini here, playing hard and getting the balls away from Mauliwayo. Mensah. It's a long throw into the box, and also coming into the rescue of Medeama again. They commit to foul. Hartlepool, and Asma is already on a yellow card. Should be careful.
Slightly loose throwing. He could have allowed Kelvin Nkrumah to get on in there. There's too much in that for the referee to simply allow it to slide. So the likes of Karim must be stepping in to help a lot more with tackling. He's threading a very cautious line on a yellow card. Any silly tackle, he could be seeing his match and orders.
Kissed by Salim. Suleimana is already. Oh, again, the first thought was on an offside position.
And he himself, Suleimana, thought it was offside.
Salim here lifts the ball up. It's been headed down by Ali Mohammed. Comes back to Mubarak. Finds space in the middle. Mate. Fuzzy Taylor. And now it's going to be a hit by Kamaldini. But Bashik can't be beating and near post by this one.
That was clearly a defender's shot on target. Expected much more power. And an extra touch to fully control that ball.
Again, it's Medeama struggling to find some space. Oh, lovely here from Bayfi. Finds Duku on the right-hand side. Just waiting the ball stays Hamza. Here comes Asma. Tries the ball back and has been fouled there. The referee now calls for a foul for the Phobians.
That was quite a nasty decision there from Mano Mante. And as much as he won the ball, he left something. But Asma, I can understand why. He's clearly not happy with that decision from the referee. But he gave himself away.
Free kick here. Switch down to the far post. Felix again had to collect this one.
It's quite another wasted free kick. You would have expected a lot more power, a lot more pace. Being very direct. Radford Mensah letting himself down with that delivery. In an era where set pieces have become points where teams used to score goals, you cannot be wasting them. And the two sides haven't really made very good use of the few they've had already. That was a bit awkward there. Osesi believing one on the face of Salim. That was quite bad. Malicious from him.
Just up in the black side of the referee there, just couldn't quite
very
get
much
to
lucky
it,
that the league does not use VAR.
I tell you what. Well, again, they have a mini conference going on the technical area there, but that is the interesting performance there from both sides. At half-time, Sergio Blacks leading Kodoko by 2-1, and Nations and Kerala on a stalemate together with Dreams and Basakoli Stars. And again, 11 Wonders and Gold Stars. It is 2-2 at half-time, and Bechem and Brekum Chelsea game is all goalless. But Aegean at home are losing to Vision at half-time. Vision leading by a goal to nil, and Samatics leading Young Apostles by a goal to nil.
Well, there's a lot to expect from the league, and the new year, everyone wants to start
absolutely
on a high.
Absolutely.
You can understand why the two sets of teams are trying to correct the errors in this quick water break. You can understand why Nathan and Afo allowed the teams to just draw back and have some refreshment.
You talk about the coaches there, and Didramani talked about how the first game here, where he just said they're going to have a very tough encounter with Medeama, and so he was looking ahead to a swift attacking play from Medeama, and that the team need to be very smart and very clever and manage situations. And so whether you're on the ball or off the ball, they have to manage that, and that exactly is the warning there from Didi Dramani to the Hartlepool players in this game. And now they're trying to be a little bit positive in this game. That's going to be their hallmark. And a bit of a very solid team. I know Mate here for Medeama CEO is looking for Salam. Gets the ball down his chest. Finds speed and Kamardini again. He's been held. And that's Salam. It's going to be another yellow card. And 2 yellow cards being flashed out to other players. And this one goes to Ransford Mensah.
That was quite nasty there from Maxwell Mensah. He just went to stamp on the heel of Salam. It was quite silly from Ransford. Very unfortunate decision there to go right onto the heel of Abdul Salam. You can understand why he's in pain. A bit of frustration setting in there for some of the Hartlepool players.
We see Asmani yellow card. And now Ransford Mensah, both players of Hartlepool. Kept the momentum very tight in this game there for Medeama SC. They don't want to go wrong in this game. They want to play a part and want to see the side maintain a very strong play in the Premier League. Kelvin Nkrumah here. And we get out of play by Hartlepool. Medeama, Ibrahim Tanko said the team was going to keep their composure. Going 13 games unbeaten, Hartlepool now have a foul just halfway. Kusi Asma in the midfield area. Karim sends it deep down to the far post where Finally picks it up here for Hearts of Oak, and then Senna looking forward to seeing Abdul Karim there for Hearts of Oak. Duku sends it back now. And now switching play, and the poor Franny just couldn't quite get to the intended target, Mauliwayo. Almost down the first 45 minutes here at the TNA Park. And still goalless between Medeama and Accra Hearts of Oak.
The intensity with which Medeama started creating opportunities, forcing Abbasin to save. That's been neutralized by the Phobians, and that is clearly what they wanted to do.
The Phobians are looking onto the Premier League table and seeing how best they can move up after. Oh, now Medeama now in trouble. It's definitely going to be the time for Hearts of Oak to see if they can post the goal here. And Hamza Issa couldn't get the target right. Playing from the back has always been a nightmare for some centre-backs there. But Muzi Taylor just lost concentration momentarily. And Hamza Issa nearly punished Medeama for that.
Cucumber doing that when you have Hamza Issa always lurking around, trying to capitalize on loose balls. You can understand why lots in the team trying to give him confidence.
Sibe always coming in with a hefty one there for the Phobians. The fans are looking for the ball there. I don't think they have seen it. It's back on the
have to
field
pick
now.
it outside the stadium. That's a new ball.
But again, they have another chance going forward there. Hearts of Oak, and Yofran Tuku in the box waiting is Hamza. The target, Mauliwayo, is this equally there, and then Mauliwayo just heading it wide. Two attacking play from the Phobians. Quality ball there from Frantuku. Mauliwayo soaring above Mano Mate, and behind him was Kamaldini, but he never lost concentration. He just came in and went high to pick the ball.
That was swift break there from Hearts of Oak, spreading play to the right hand side. Frantuku not spending too much time whipping that one in. Mauliwayo realizing that gap, decided to go for it, but there was no way he was going to have a clean connection with Manuel Mante. Close by, you can understand why Masudi Ramani scratching his head, thinking of different ways to break down the Medeama team and have lots more opportunities. But the Yellow and Mauve need to be careful. They've started living a bit dangerously, giving the balls away in crucial positions in their own defensive area.
Sulemana from Medeama picking it up. Kinsley Bright. Good turn there from him. The centre forward. Finds Sulemana here, charging on the left hand side. Also waiting is, oh, lovely work there from Sulemana. Cross the ball in, and Sibe coming into the rescue for the Phobians and get the ball away for a corner kick advantage there for Medeama.
That was quite impressive there. Fatau tearing away from Mankwa Befi. Good whip there. Sibe knowing that would have been very dangerous. Had to just clear that ball unorthodox. That is one thing the Phobians love about him. He puts his body on the line. In every attempt he finds a bit threatening.
Corner kick now. Was it Taylor to defend this one there for Medeama? In time, a play of Hearts of Oak reeling under some bit of pain there. Needs to be attended to by the medics of the side.
Understand lots of shoving, pushing in there. A bit of aggression. Because Yesma says he's okay. And the referee, Nathan Anafu. Tell him.
Talk about the game here, and the fans are always enjoying almost every bit of it. We do 3 minutes of additional time. Picking signals for that, and another corner kick to the near post now. Goalkeeper just comes out, but she's always alert and alive Anytime balls are whipped into the box there, and talked about the fact that he was pushed. But the referee sees nothing wrong with the attacking play in the box there. But that's the territory of the goalkeeper sometimes. It's got a bit clumsy and cloudy there when there's a set piece advantage there for oppositions.
Obviously, you can understand him. He needs a bit of a cover there.
Mano Mate just going in for that ball there. And going to be given a chance to do so. I tell you what, Hartlepool were the very first team to secure the 3-point here at the TNA Park when they won 2-0 last season's encounter. It's been an interesting scenario there for the Phobians is that they into this game with 8 players out either by injury or some cards. I just talked about the George Parker situation where he's down with 3 yellow card suspension. Hussein Mohammed, Rafael Ponsa, Steven Apiasari, Manuel Malqua, and George Parker, Benjamin Asari, all of them out of this game. The Phobians are making tweaking to the setup there. Another foul there on Salim. And Salam Abdul has been pretty much busy for Medeama this afternoon.
Very much busy. He fights for every single ball, no matter how high or low it is. That is given the Hartlepool defense. A bit of a problem in dealing with him.
There are some games that Medeama really have played here and hasn't really yielded to the sort of game that you're looking for. Martin Nkrumah and Kelvin Nkrumah once again in the box. Too many touches. And talking about the handball scenario there for the fans. Okay, you're looking at Hamza, and now it is Mubarak will commit a foul. Both teams attacking the referee and trying to make their argument head. Do they have an argument?
You can understand that was very technical foul in there, but Kelvin Nkrumah very witty. He goes through the smaller space and avenue you offer him, but that was clearly not a handball.
But the other argument is, was Mubarak the last person to commit the foul? There was his foul,
been a yellow card.
Yes, that's the point.
That should have been a yellow card.
I
think it's about the inconsistencies.
Yeah.
That's the reason why the Phobians are complaining. Nathan Nafo.
Here comes Nkrumah. Fuzi Taylor. Mano Mate. Fatau Sulemana. Charging forward once again. Fatau Sulemana. Oh, lovely play now. And now it is going to be Salim waiting for this one. Well, initially Abdul Salam was looking for a penalty, but Salim kept asking for the ball. He kept shouting until some way, somehow he got it, but it was a bit too late for him.
That was quite an interesting run there from Suleimana, getting the ball to Salam. Great show of strength, keeping the ball still in active play. Kanti leaving it for Salim Adams. This ball should be on target.
So it's been 45 minutes of heavyweight context here at the TNA Park in Tapua. Hartlepool, Medeama SC. Both teams looking to upset each other. Medeama wants to sit top of the Premier League log in the 2026, at least in the Premier League, where they have been pretty exciting. 13 games unbeaten and still counting. Hartlepool certainly have a way of getting themselves back on the Premier League log, but their story hasn't changed now. They go back into the dressing room looking for some bit of respite there from the coaches. Maybe some tactical tweaks will be helping as they walk onto the pitch for the second half. But at half-time here at the TNA Park, Medeama 0, Hartlepool 0.
So it's been end-to-end action here at the TNA Stadium. It's halftime between Medeama and Hartlepool, and it's goalless, no goals at the moment. I've been joined by the assistant coach of Hartlepool, Abdul Ghazali. Coach, I mean, are you satisfied with the first half performance of the boys?
To me, I'm not satisfied because the way we want to play, we're not getting our rhythm. And I think today, sorry for me to say, the officiating is not going well, looking at the way the officials are behaving, they are intimidating our players, and I think that is what is affecting our boys. But still, we are going back to talk to them to stay focused, and then we'll see whether the second half we'll get our rhythm, and then we'll get what.
Well, we wish you the best for the second half.
Thank
Abdul
you very
Ghazali
much.
is the assistant coach of Hearts of Folk. I'll be joined by Stephen Pius Gura, the assistant coach of Medeama as well. Coach, it's been 45 minutes of breathless action. First 45 minutes, what would you make of the boys' performance?
Well, really amazing, really amazing from our side. You know, we've been dominating, like, you know, from all aspects or from various departments of the game, and then I think we should have been up by now. But then we're still keeping knocking the doors, and then I think we're going to win the day.
Okay, so what actually needs to change? Is it the system or personnel?
Oh, no, not the personnel, but I think we need to have, you know, more bite up front. So we're going to add more men up front, and then we'll keep pushing until we are up. And then
Well, we wish you the best for the second half. Stephen Pius Gura is the assistant coach of Medeama. We take a quick breather here. It's the Ghana Premier League on TV3 and on your TV. When we return, I told you that it's a big occasion for Medeama because they are unveiling a new sponsor.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture, lies the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, a beacon of excellence in the energy sector. For over 40 years since its creation, GNPC has committed to its mandate of developing Ghana's own petroleum resources to support the provision of adequate and reliable supply of petroleum products and reduce the country's dependence on crude oil imports, charting in the process. In education, the corporation has, among other things, constructed over 150 classroom and dormitory facilities and awarded over 4,000 scholarships to deserving Ghanaian students at the graduate and postgraduate education levels. Recognizing the importance of preserving Ghana's natural environment and the health of its people, GNPC has funded the construction of over 700 borehole water systems, 86 sanitary facilities, and 30 AstroTurf pitches to enhance physical and sporting health. GNPC, powering dreams.
What's the matter? Even watches Ghana football.
Do you know Charles Taylor?
Club on it, 200,000 US dollars, and that is a big one for Medeama. I have with me the MD of Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre Mine here, Mr. Daniel Boedi. Mr. Boedi, this is huge, but what really initiated this sponsorship?
Simple. This is our commitment to the development and to empower the people in our host communities. In fact, our single purpose is mining to empower people and to advance society. So this one that you see here is part of what our purpose is. As simple as that. We are always committed to our host community when it comes to their development and their empowerment.
Of course, and I hope this sends a message to corporate Ghana. When you find yourself within every community, you need to give back to them. Dr. Tony Obin is also here, the board chair of Medeama. Doctor, I am amazed by the action of Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre. What would you say to them?
No, we will say a big thank you to Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre Mine. This is not the first thing that they're doing. They've been undertaking a lot of corporate social responsibility activities. But coming to us this way is huge. I remember a few years ago when we were playing Africa, we needed something. Quickly we went to them and they came to our aid. So I'm not surprised that they've now decided to come full throttle to support us. And we are going to do them proud.
Of course. But they say who knows it feels it better. I have to bring in Moses Ama. We call him Moses Baka. He is the president of Medeama. President, I know how difficult it is to be a Premier League owner or take care of a Premier League club. How has this come in handy, and how is this sponsorship from Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre Mine going to help Medeama?
Yes, it's a very big thing. We are very happy because it's not easy to manage a club. And the club is for the community, and I'm very happy Anglo Gold has come in to support us, to push us to win this league this year.
Of course, when you do it like this, I also want you to speak it in our local language so that the people will understand. At the end, I'll catch them, Medeama fans. Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre Mine sponsor a Medeama S.
Mada fans ni nyina say, ye do mo say Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre support kesi omo de abre Medeama Sporting Club. I'm say past 3 years, I dey mine for support. Nti omo be so ya sin there. Takwaman umenya support omo ye fa yamin da omo ase na omo support ye na ye win cap na fa ensha takwa ni munyam
but some kese edema aye Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre Mine o ma ya de Takwaman and Martin the 200,000 US dollars and omo de shame for the 2025-2026 Ghana Premier League. Today and am be ka kire takwafo nyina de na am be ka kire ye Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre Mine. And we will link up with you later. But the signing ceremony would be done quickly. Let's do that one quickly. The MD will do that. So the MD of Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre Mine, Daniel Boedi, signing. Yeah, and we'll finish shortly so that the second half of this game here, that is Medeama against Heart of Oak, will continue. Remember, it's goalless, and second half promises to be interesting as well. So Dr. Tony Obin as well, a very experienced football administrator and the president of Medeama Sporting Club, Moses Baka, would also, Moses Ama, I mean we call him Moses Baka. Moses Baka will also do the signing before they take leave of us. And that is a beautiful spectacle here. The people of Takwa are grateful to Anglo Gold Ashanti Eduapre Mine. It's the Ghana Premier League live on TV3 and on your TV. We take a quick breather. When we return, we talk about the second half.
come on, but maybe they might be able to find the spaces behind the Accra Folk defensive midfield and the midfielders.
Of course, but let's talk about Hearts of Oak as well. They've bumped forward whenever they have the opportunity. Which player do you think they should introduce in the second half to make them more threatening up front?
I believe at this moment, the very players who are on the field for Hearts of Oak now should be encouraged to up their game. I believe when they up their game, they can be able to punish Medeama Sporting Club, because I saw Mauli Wayo take off and he was impeded by Mubarak Yusuf. But for that impediment, I believe Mauli Wayo would have scored against Medeama Sporting Club. So in the second half, I don't want to see much of substitutions. I believe the few players on the field of play can make the amends for Accra Hearts of Oak.
There's been a lot of shots from midfield from Medeama Salim. I mean, drilling those efforts. But it looks like goalkeeper Agbasi always has it covered. And what would you make of his performance as well, continuing in place of Benjamin Asari?
It is the reasons why he has been able to keep 6 clean sheets in the last 7 games he has played, conceding just 2 goals. I mean, this is an extraordinary performance from Solomon Agbasi, and I believe if Benjamin Asari doesn't up his game whenever he gets the opportunity, maybe Solomon Agbasi might be tempted to come back into the post when Benjamin Asari make a comeback in the goal post.
One of the biggest threats for Medeama is always Kelvin Nkrumah, but he's not come to the party today.
It is because they've created overload at the left side of Accra Hearts of Oak. You know, at the right side where Kingsley Brahe is playing, there's no much overload over it, because they know Kingsley is at number 9. He is not a winger. So they've just left him and they are concentrating much on the right flanks of Medeama Sporting Club.
Edmondi, this particular opportunity from Hamza, do you think he should have bumped forward a little bit more before taking the shot? Because it looks like he took that shot in a hurry.
He was taken aback. You know, he never knew he was going to get the ball. It was a mess-up from Fuzi Taylor, the defensive midfielder. And then Mauli Wayo, I mean, Accra should have done something better with the ball. But then the same Fuzi Taylor was able to just take the pieces up and then just recover, get the ball back from Accra. So I believe it is one of the few things, the few highlights where we would just give credit to Fuzi, even though he lost the ball, but he was able to just come back, reassess himself, and then take the ball back from Accra, so preventing them from getting the goal in the first half.
Of course, and one of the most effective outlets for Medeama in the first half has been Fatau, the left back. He bumps forward with every given opportunity. He's been a real threat for Medeama at the left-hand side. Fatau.
Exactly, you know, Fatau for him, I believe on the left flanks, there's a lot of competition at that place for Medeama Sporting Club. Paul Aqua is there. We have Desmond Bafo, who played the first 10 matches of the season for Medeama Sporting Club. Now he's now in the periphery, giving the likes of Suleiman and Fatau the opportunity to come onto the field. And I believe if he doesn't take these opportunities, he might maybe find himself at the bench again. That is the reasons why he's giving this extraordinary performance in this particular game.
Quick one, Vondi, what do you think would happen in the second half?
It is going to be a drawn game. It is going to be an absolute draw game in this particular encounter.
Well, let's see what happens. Hearts of Oak are coming out. Medeama already on the pitch and warming up for the second half. It's goalless between the pair at the moment, and 1 point apiece. But Medeama will look to take all 3. So would Hearts of Oak also be aiming at getting all 3 points. I mean, Asibe and Ali Mohammed, brilliant partnership. It looks like it is a partnership that Hearts of Oak will be counting on until the end of the season.
Asibe have been able to prevent the likes of Kingsley Blay. We have the likes of Salim Adams and then Abdul Salam. All of them, he has been able to prevent them from getting much of the ball. Anytime that they get the ball, he is able to dispossess them and then take the ball out of their hands. And I believe if the same performance is carried on, he's going to take the man of the match in this game.
Let's see what happens in the second half. So I hand you over back to our team of commentators, Benjamin Willie Graham, and of course, Kelvin Owusu Ansah. See you after the 90 minutes.
Well, now this 45 minutes wait us in this cruel and dueling encounter there between Medeama and Accra Hearts of Oak. We've seen the first 45 minutes very much fiasty encounter there in midfield. There's been a lot of few goal attempts there, but Medeama really coming into the game looking forward to having something spectacular there this afternoon. They've already been given a $200,000 plus sponsorship deal there from Ashanti Gold Diaprim Mines, and so they certainly are going to be the headline sponsors of Medeama this season, at least for yet another opportunity for them to come out and see if they can win the title there. Salim would obviously get a chance to send a crossfield pass to the far post there, and then looking forward to getting the balls into the box there. Mano Mate has had his chance being blocked. You're looking to how these two teams are looking to advertise something, and again might create some problem. And this is exactly how Medeama started the first half, and back in the second half doing the same. And now they have to get Abdul Karim, send the ball down to the left-hand side, looking for Mauli Wire to pick it up here for Accra Hearts of Oak. Right in front of him is Nkrumah, goes one Nkrumah, and the referee eventually calls that to be a foul there against Kelvin Nkrumah.
With respect to Lord from Medeama FC, the second half, a lot more intensity, being much more direct, not delaying with the final pass, but we want to hit that intensity to finish the final minute of the first half with as early as they can. But ask yourself, how would Hatterfolk also repel that intention and intensity from Medeama FC? They haven't really had a very good day, but look at the Phobians away. Anything to frustrate opponents to get a point is enough when they're on the road.
Both teams remain unchanged after the break, and the Phobians may want to come in here with a free kick. They jump down and expect to see a lot of work there from Oyers ball into the box, and Medeama will have Salim Adams dealing with it. And now it's going to be a very long drive there from Ankwa Befi. And then try and get to the intended target, but again, there's a real opportunity there for Befi now to try his luck from afar.
It was quite a very decent head there from Ankwa Befi. They're the very best of balance for him, and it was always rising with the technique he adopted. Can also understand Bray was close to him, making sure he was not going to have a clean head to that ball.
Medeama scored 10 goals within the last 10 games, with Hearts also scoring 10 goals as well. None of the last 10 matches between the two sides have ever ended in a draw, with Medeama always winning 4 and Hearts of picking 6 wins. It's a battle of the top teams, with Medeama second on the league log, 31 points there, but just a point above Asante Kodoko, who are currently trailing All Blacks in a sway draw. Hearts of Oak certainly want to leave themselves about the fit position. They have a chance of still giving hope to the fans that they have a chance of winning the Premier League title. Lovely play here, lovely piece of work there from Abdul Karim.
He's quite an enterprising player, very intelligent, quick, witty. At times you expect him to create a lot more. Understand, he battled with injuries in the start of the season, trying to pick up again to a number of inconsistent pairing. It's either he's with Hussein today, the next day he's with...
Well, there's another tussle for the ball there. To hit the hand of Mubarak again. And that was very close to the action and we'll play on.
It was quite clear that was a handball.
Abdul Karim. And now it is going to be Mubarak's clearance. Comes here to Mano Mate. Looking to pick a pass there to Omar Dini. Couldn't quite get to him. It's going to be Asma. Finds Russell Mensah on the left hand side, and driving it back to Ali Mohammed here for Hearts of Oak, and Abdul Karim pick it up in midfield. The Phobians beginning to control the game here. Befi. Good work there from the right forward back, and again a little bit of a clip there. And they're trying to signal to the referee that there should be a yellow card offence.
Very good gather there by Befi, cleverly getting past his man. I think Anafo is being a bit lenient with the Medeama FC team. They've been making a number of tackles. Yeah, they've been making a number of tackles. I think a yellow card worthy, but they've been spared.
The ball into the box, Mubarak with a clearance here for Medeama. Hearts of Oak beginning to get themselves into very dangerous areas to see if they can punish Medeama FC.
They're gradually gathering lots of confidence, getting into the last third of the pitch, where they can be a bit more lethal. But Medeama have also done well in trying to make sure they stop all those attacks through Captain Mubarak.
Extension of the arm there, and we definitely are looking to see how they charge forward here. The Kamardini going in, another tackle here from Mauli Wayo, and the assistant referee on the far side there, Isaac Asante. There's a foul here with his flag up against Mauli Wayo. Really disagreeing with the assistant referee, Isaac Asante. So again, he had a clean touch on the ball there, but the assistant referee said no.
You can clearly understand him. It was a very good recovery there from Mauliwayu, sweeping the ball off the foot of the Medeama SC player. Thought he had a clean win of possession. The assistant referee was very much close. He could determine whether there was a foul before that, but from what I said, that was a very good recovery.
Ball into the box once again. Agbashi comes out. It's going to be Medeama's corner. Again, most of the balls have been going long, and Agbashi has always been dealing with the situation.
You see, it's quite dangerous. Beautifully whipped in there by the SB, and upon Frank combining to make that clearance.
Play of the side there. It's a lot of runs in the box, trying to see exactly what be working by the two players. Two teams on the pitch, so it's difficult to deal with it. Ball in the box once again. Hard to book, just out the goalkeeper spilling it, and Fatau Sulemana skies that a chance, that opportunity. Really falling to this man. He's worked so hard and denied.
Not the kind of goal Mount Miliz you would expect. It fell to Mubarak. It was quite close. That ball came off Fatau and just on the 10. Not a complete 10. He skied that from close range. You'd expect that to hit the target. But you can also blame him with an array of men in front of him. He's trying to avoid hitting the player instead of hitting the target. But unfortunate, he skied that.
Again, it's a scenario there. You expect to see a lot of work there from the left full back, who is able to hit the ball there, but just hit the side of his foot there, the inside of it. Get the right angle to get a shot in. Again, he advertised a cross into the box. Again, hit the ball with the inside of his foot there. And that's always going to go a different direction there, even if there's intentions to get the ball into a very good swinging area.
He probably had to take his time and whipping that one in. Just wanted to get it in first time with that pass.
Felix Ching's ball in. Ball down to Fatau Sulemana here to pick it up for Medeama, and has a Sibir to contend with. It's Sibir again standing tall to prevent him from doing that. And a smile on the face of Sibir tells you he's won the battle now.
Exactly, very intelligent, took his time, just read the body language.
And now, again, how many of those chances would he have there? Absolutely disappointing from Kingsley Bry.
You'd expect him to get onto the end of that. The ball had evaded Ali Mohammed. You can see him leg him at far post. This has been the most distant delivery seen from Fuzi all game. Ali miscalculated that and nearly cost his team the opener.
Partey. And now going to be a chance now for Kingsley Bry. Kingsley Bry here hits it. Counts on the player. Out of book. And now Medeama again. Can't go past Agbashi.
You need more than 100% to beat this goalkeeper. Cleanly hit. Low. The sharp reflex is going down low to make that save.
Still continue the onslaught against Hartford. Tell you what, Medeama AC have kept 7 clean sheets through the season, all by Felix J, but Hartford have 12 clean sheets. Suleiman Agbashi with 6 of them. Benjamin Sarr with 6 as well. Abdul Sharab also coming in. But I tell you, Benjamin Sarr kept 5 clean sheets there for Hartford. And this, the two sides playing their part, and the goalkeepers have come to the rescue.
I don't envy Najao Issa's position at all. having two great goalkeepers.
And down Kingsley Bryan now from Medeama. In the box waiting is Abdul Salam. Bryan again against SCB. And the centre back is always there, ever present. Kevin SCB all the time is able to win the 1v1 duels.
That was very much intelligent from him there, but Kingsley Bryan seemed to have gotten the better out of him. SCB had to just go through the man in winning the ball. Nathan Anafu close to the action. Wasn't going to allow that to slide.
Well, got that one to be a free kick advantage, Medeama SC. Two-man wall there, Hamza again, and Mauluwayo just tail up behind the ball. And you expect to see exactly what he's able to put together there for Medeama. In the box waiting is Sulemana, and his yellow card to Hartefok, Abdul Karim, and Medeama's Fatau Sulemana. 3 yellow cards to Hartefok players in the game. First out to a book was Kosi Asma, and then runs for Mensah, and now
getting a bit ragged in there, you can understand. But Fatau is a bit worried. He plays down the flank where Mauluwayo will be threading a lot more.
Now it's going to be yet another advertised set piece very close to the box now. And Fully Taylor's ball whipped in, is being headed out by Asma. Bafi also coming into the picture. Onomate dropped the ball down quickly. Gets a reverse of the ball there. Another ball whipped into the box and be headed out of play. Still goalless here. 5 minutes or so into the game. Medeama out the book.
Respect Mubarak to be getting a lot more power behind that ball. It was quite beautifully whipping there. Lots of players in there.
And so the confirmation of the yellow card. Duku. Judge foul there. Sulemana there. Fatau is really hard done the entire game here. The first 45 minutes, did see him running ragged on the flanks, trying to get his teammates in a very good position to get to score. And that hasn't worked out. Well, so you do see how these teams are coming out in the Premier League, and how both teams are expected to work hard. Out of hook now, charging forward. Duku. He's got stopped in the tracks there. Good play there from Mubarak from the Medeama SC. Now Sulemana picks the pieces. And out of hook have been unbeaten in the last 3 Premier League matches. Interesting results also coming in the Premier League as well. It's 11 winners, 2 Ibiani Gold Stars, 3. Dreams FC leading Betsika Holy Stars by a goal to nil. And still All Blacks lead Asante Kodoko by 2 goals to 1, and they're still goalless here in Takwa. It'll be a huge win there for All Blacks against Kotoko. And the scoreline remains the same there.
It's going to be quite a result they wanted.
Again, the Indiana Stars are home, surprisingly, losing to Vision FC, and Mitcham United leading Brecum Chelsea by a goal to nil, and then Samates leading Young Apostles by 2 goals to nil as well.
Interesting results in there, but quite a game. The Phobians have actually tried their very best to make sure they also get a number of opportunities. They've quite dealt with the threat of Medeama brilliantly.
Ali Mohammed, good interception there from Ali Mohammed. Gets Mauluwayo in a very good place and finds support in Hamza. Again is Mubarak Yusuf with a block. Back to Hamza. Here comes the Phobians. Possession and doing it out there. Kingsley Bryan. Trying to go with a bit of a skill there, and he came out with a mistake, but advantage for him to pick it up.
Got a bit of lapse of concentration there Yaman Kwabefi getting himself in.
Picking signal, Hearts of Oak are making a change now. It's Frank Duku's time on the pitch is over there. In comes Henry Kweku Boateng. I'll get some of the speed in his attacking play there, Di Dramani.
Looks more like still bringing someone who can just play just behind Hamza Issa to create a lot more. But it will be playing down from the right-hand side.
Can't expect to see some of the work there. Kingsley Bry is being bit into it. And here comes Mauliwayo. Charging forward is Hamza Issa. In the middle also waiting is Asma. And Mauliwayo giving a pass here. Medeama would have the momentum and composure on at the back to win back almost all the 50-50 balls. It's Mardini who's been working hard on the right foot back position and always doing his work. And Kingsley Bry here. Pretty much busy in the afternoon here. Kingsley Bry just living up as the only man up front is Salam Abdul. Kingsley Bry going around two players, stuck in his tracks there, but the referee says no. Henry Kweku Boateng for Hearts of Oak. Looking for Hamza, but Jacob Amu picks it up there for Medeama. Another quality interception there for Medeama and Hearts of Oak. A huge contest of agility, of mentality, and of almost everything in football. Tactically, trying to outweigh and outsmart each other. That's Fuzi Taylor. Salam. And Salim has been brought down by SCB, and a free kick advantage there for Medeama.
A high foot there. Salim clearly know when SCB was going to come by. He's first to the ball. I'm sure SCB understands that was too high of his foot there.
11 fouls there for Medeama, 24 of that going to Hearts of Oak. Really tells you how exciting this game probably has been in terms of physicality.
With lots of aggression in this game. Nathan Nafo has quite dealt with how many cards we're expecting him to be. Flashing out the cards.
Hearts of Oak have visited Medeama on 13 occasions, with 3 of those visits ending in a draw. Medeama picking 9 wins and Hearts of Oak only 3 wins in the 2024, 2023 and 2016 season. It's always been a very tough ground there for the Phobians, but sometimes they're able to pick up wins, surprise almost everybody. Salim will elect himself to pick it up. Yusuf is there. We have Fuzi Taylor also there. And now Suleimana. Salim. Fuzi Taylor. Ah! Oh! What a save there from Agbashi. Once again, standing tall to prevent Medeama from getting the goal here.
Excellent goalkeeping there, dignifying that effort from Fuzi Taylor with an equally brilliant save. Look at that web. Lots of curl there, going past that wall. Mauliwayo and Abasi stretching to his elastic limit to push that ball away for a corner kick. Excellent goalkeeping.
Man who replaces Benjamin Asari kept 6 clean sheets there for Hearts of Oak, and this man is gradually becoming the fan favorite there for the Phobians.
It's going to be quite difficult. Benjamin Asari making his return, who keeps the post, who sits on the bench. You wouldn't want to flatten a goalkeeper who's gathered this. Lots of momentum, keeping clean sheets and performing creditably well. Same as the #1 and captain of the team would have done. Didi Dramani and Najao Issa will be in the dilemma.
Now another opportunity for Medeama to get themselves in there. Agbashi comes out. A lot of pushing and shoving. Another corner kick advantage there to the home side. Medeama I see. I'll tell you what, this exciting encounter this afternoon here. And Takwan, another whip into the box. You did see that, and you can see was just in there. SCB, Mauliwayo, all of them in the forest of defensive play onto the crossbar. And now we headed back into the goal area, and Nagbashi will have to pick it up.
Very strong hands there. Good show from Solomon Abachi. Punching that away. The first attempt preventing Mubarak and Amu a step forward to have anything on that.
And again, just the exciting momentum there for both teams. And looking forward to seeing how they come in. Still goalless here in Takwa. Here, and they'll be picking it up very quickly. He's just put into it. Salim Arnabs and Mr. Bry also giving the ball away. Hamza Isa. Yeah, the team trying to nutmeg each other in the attempt to get the attacking play on. There comes Felix J. Mauliwayo in the box. It's going to be Hamza Isa. Mauliwayo again. Lays it down for a corner kick.
Brilliant display there from Manu Mante, putting his body right there and stopping that. Wayaniu could have had a more decent web into the area where Hamza Isa was waiting. Out of Folk look dangerous any moment. They come into the game after Medeama's load of pressure.
Ball into the box now. Singing hands it out. Sibe comes in as well. The player now, Ali Mohammed. Sets it to the far post. A little bit of a push there before Hamza Isa tried a bicycle kick there for Hartlepool.
Mauliwayo knew exactly what he wanted to do, but there was no way he was going to get that without having a tap on the back of Kamaradini Mahmoudou. That's clearly a push.
And now it's going to be Hartlepool with a chance to see if they can get the first goal. Abdul Karim, pretty wide. Just a very good chance there for the Phobians to go ahead.
Medeama leaving very dangerously. Hartlepool winning possession. Good space. Fuzi Taylor once again. High press. Hamza Isa laying it off. The Silva played for Abdul Karim, and in these positions with his quality, he should at least wake the goalkeeper, Felix J.
Phobians now moving. Isibe and Asma. Asma sends in again, and Mubarak's header here. And Che, he's been pushed in the box now a couple of times, having a bit of a heavy work there with Mauliwayo.
So Felix J there with a very good fist there. Henry Kwakubuate. He wanted to get a connection to that, but it was just too weak. And while you get in into the goalkeeper's area, causing a bit of trouble for him.
It's LeBron. Slimana waiting. They have to challenge for Hartlepool for handball call there, but certainly got tackle and they got control there according to referee, and now Hamza Isa. Sulemana. Here comes Abdul Salam. V1 turns round. Kevin Smith coming in. Lovely pass now to Salim Adams. Pushed away for a corner kick. Agbashi once again. And they're having some bit of a tarry time dealing with Ransford Mensah. Close the gap. Close the gap. Don't just allow the spaces.
Clearly, you could understand why Agbashi. There was too much space. Too much space for Salim, and knowing the venom he carries in his right foot, he was always going to hit that one from that distance. But Agbashi was brilliant to make that save with the ball bouncing right in front of him.
Corner kick now. And it's been taken into the box. Ransford Mensah coming, Agbashi to the rescue of Hearts of Oak.
Firm hands there from Solomon Agbashi. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, making that quick block and the save.
A substitution eventually confirmed. Kingsley Bryer has been withdrawn for Richard Appiah to replace him. Derry Forjo be given the chance to come in ahead of Kevin and Nkrumah, has been pretty much quiet in this afternoon's game.
You clearly understand he hasn't been allowed that opportunity to drive the ball away. Derek Forjo also carries that skill, that pace to trouble down the left-hand side of Medeama's attack. See Richard Appiah, an interesting chap, also with pace. Now that Ransford Mensah is tired, he can give him some trouble.
Forjo. First touch of the ball since his introduction. Mano Mate here. Looking for opportunity. Drags the ball to the left-hand side. Forjo goes into the box. Forjo. And that would not count for a penalty. The fans really shouting for that, but obviously he would not be given that call there. Referee Anafo, too much experience to know that certainly was not going to be a little bit of a touch there.
There was no way he was going to get a penalty for that.
That was not enough to give a penalty to Medeama.
There's no way he was going to get a penalty for that.
Not at all.
Why not stay on your feet?
Not
Try to whip in across. It's quite poor from Derek Forjo with his experience.
Just looking for the touch. He was just looking for the slightest touch there.
You want to get the ball into the penalty area, the goalkeeper's area, to the edge of the two boxes for a player to latch onto.
Kisiasma here again. Advertiser on board the box looking for some bit of a respite here. Abdul Karim drops the ball down. Mano Mate. How's Derry Forjo? Oh, lovely pass now. Gets another return. Forjo on the left-hand side. Standing very tall there. It's Bayfi. That's a disappointing play there from Duku. I was expecting a lot from him. Hasn't really lived up to his position. Kelvin says to be clearance.
Couldn't understand. He hasn't really had the time that he had during the preseason.
Possession in favour of Medeama now.
They've been the most dominant side, the more dominant team, creating opportunities and carrying the ball a lot more.
Into the box now. Salim with a chance. Salim! Powerful strike! The former Hatterford player punishes his former teammate with a sublime goal there. Salim Adams has opened the scoring here, and the ecstasy is a different planet. Medeama 1, Hearts 0.
You were expecting that. Richard Appiah doing everything that he had to do. Ransford Mensah on a yellow card. He took the ball to him. Enough pace, brilliant skill, highly composed. Look at that. Waited, bit his time. The cutback beautifully controlled by Salim. He picked the spot, and it was a powerful drive beyond the reach of goalkeeper Abati. Richard Appiah making every move and intent clear. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. Look at that touch from Salim. He bet his time, paid his sport, and the ball going through the two defenders, Osei Sibe and Ali Mohammed. Brilliant goal and an opener for Medeama SC.
The man of the moment, Salim Adams, the man who said the team was not under any pressure. And he has opened the scoring here for Medeama SC. This is an exciting moment there for the home side. They have been expecting the goals. They tried it in the first half, never was successful. They've tried it in the second half, and it's worked out.
And these were the moments you were always looking for, that it was going to be the best pick-outs for the team. Richard Appiah watched, and I'm sure he identified the loose ends. Ibrahim Tanko very much happy. Instant response and impact by his substitute.
Again, you have two players out. Maliwayo being replaced there with a Subonting, and also having Kwesi Asma out for Theophilus Collison, who started against Samatex. I'll tell you what, All Blacks beating Asante Kotoko by 2-1 in Swedro. The biggest news of week 17 as All Blacks picking wins at home. It's a confirmation of the substitution. Maliwayo and Kwesi Asma out for Subonting and Theophilus Collison.
Iroka Subonting coming in from Maliwayo, like-for-like substitution. Collison brings in a lot more quality, a lot more creativity. The intent of Didi Dramani to go all out.
Hazenberg making yet another change there with Prince Owusu Kabna coming in to replace Hamza Issa.
Well, he hasn't really glittered. He was expected to boost the Hearts of Folk forward. The former BBN Gold Stars man hasn't really sparked to life.
To the far post now, CB brings the ball out, and Mubarak's header. Medeama defending gallantly with their lives now. It's going to be a huge chance on the ball there. Davey finds space, gets the ball to Agbasi. I tell you what, it's going to be 11 games with 2 goals there for Salim Adams for Medeama SC. And the unbeaten run in the Premier League continues there if this game stays the same with the scoreline.
He wouldn't have wanted any game to add to his tally more than this particular game. He's played quite decent, not really imposing. But when it mattered most, he showed up and he made sure he found the target.
It's been a very torrid time here for Hartford, very hostile ground. They have worked out and continue to play their ultimate best in the game. I was always expecting to see how their display would be. Sibe, Ali Mohammed now.
I think Hearts of Folk will need to push a lot more forward, but they're also thinking about opening up the space at the rear. Not willing to commit too much. Not willing to add a second goal that would make the challenge a tough one for them.
Fuzi Taylor has had his day in the game there for Jakwashu. Godwin to replace him, and at the back of the goal scorer Salim Adams there. I'll tell you what, and I'm going to tell you what Salim Adams says. And before the game he says, I'm just meeting old friends and I'm well motivated to face them because of the squad we have and the quality we have there. There's no pressure on us. And that is the man with the calmness and composure in getting the goal there for Medeama SC, Salim Adams. In the box, there was no pressure on him.
That was very well composed of him. He took his time, not in a rush, knew exactly where to place that ball. You can clearly see he's playing the game without any pressure.
Decision again for the home side. And 10 minutes to go there, and so Medeama lead Hearts of Oak by a goal to nil, plus additional time. And referee Nathan Anafo has had a very interesting game this afternoon, hasn't he?
It's been quite interesting. He hasn't had total control of the game. Number of things and decisions haven't been clear. He's made a number of questionable calls. I'm sure he needs to up his game. Both teams certainly will not be satisfied, especially Hearts of Oak. They'll feel hard done by a lot of his decisions that haven't gone their way.
Front for Hearts of Oak. Fabian's looking for some opportunities just in front of the Medeama penalty area. Another crossfield pass onto the right hand side in the box now waiting. And Osei goes to ground. He's looking for the touch there from Sulemana. And Befi picks the pieces up for Hearts of Oak into the box now. Befi goes round Befi and still going. Hearts of Oak have a goal. Well, why did the flag go up? Again, the assistant referee letting again the flag up there. Well, the Medeama players at the point were just motionless. So it's a bit surprising there, but the assistant referee here.
There's a closer look at it. Befi getting past his man for Tau.
But the ball just crossed the line. Yeah, the ball was out of
play.
Yeah. Good call. Good call. Medeama again gives the ball away. Hearts of Oak just may have a chance to get the equalizing goal. Bit of a exciting moment with the introduction of a Prince Kwabena Usu. Seemed to get the lower boss just in front of the penalty box of Medeama SC.
That was a lapse in concentration there from the captain.
And that's going to be a long drive there from Hearts of Oak's introduction in the 8 shirt, Theophilus Collison. Now going to kick advantage to Hearts of Oak.
Interesting start to the final 10 minutes of the game. Hearts of Oak pushing very high, looking for that equalizer. Medeama seems to be in a bit of 6s and 7s in the last couple of minutes, trying to defend their lead.
Ball into the box, Che with a fist on the ball. Comes back now. Another long drive from long areas. Henry Boateng.
He had enough time to bring the ball under control. But he decided to go for the volley without the right posture, the right connection, and pressure coming from the Medeama SC players.
Salam Abdul finds Foggio. And now Medeama trying to push another. Players out there. Sulemana is Foggio. Goes around 3 players. Foggio looking for a link up. Foggio given a chance. Goes to ground. Another free kick advantage to Medeama.
You can understand David Opuanfrani wanted to go in for the ball. Fortunately for him, Foggio was quicker. Very much intelligent. He has the skill to weave his way through. Brilliant touch from him, trying to pick up the return. Opuanfrani was late today in that challenge. The home team will be glad winning these balls in crucial positions, trying to double their lead.
Good chance now for Salim. See if he can double his lead, score there for Medeama. He's always been given a chance to go with the long drives. He's got a part to do that. And always looking for that moment against the wall. And with just 5 minutes, there's additional time to go here at the TNA Park. Is the man Salim Adams with a goal. And there comes the full-time scoreline here. Vision FC beat Idiana by goal to nil. Surprise scoreline as well. And Bechem United also beating Brecum Chelsea by goal to nil. Samatex also winning 2-0 against Young Apostles. They have 11 Wonders losing at home to BBN Gold Stars by 2-3. And Dreams also beating Basel Gold Stars by 2-0. And then All Blacks beating Asante Kotoko by 2-0. But 2-1. Sulemana. Derek Forger. Oh, to pick it up the roundabout flag was gone up against Japasu. Suleiman. And of course, trying to link up there with Abdul Salam.
Attenborough will be looking for the long ball, trying to get the ball to the forward. There was an aerial tussling there, Subontin leaving his arm in that challenge, the elbow into the face of Kamaradini. Chasing a game. And need to be a bit more diligent, careful with their tackles.
I'll tell you what, he's been talking about the fact that close ties in these games between Hearts and Medeama, and it's been low-scoring contest.
The fine margins do count in these games. You need to take your chances. You need to be as confident as you can and be precise with your effort. That is what Medeama FC have benefited from, consistently asking questions and being accurate with their balls on target.
For Joe, that's Bayfy to contend with. Sulemana. A lovely pass now to Mate. And comes down to Japasu. Kamardini to Salim Adams. Trying to find some bit of work there. And good play up here. Good interception there by Ali Mohammed. And Abdul Karim for Hearts of Oak. Twists and turns there for this young man, and dragging the ball back to Bayfy, the right full back for the Phobians, and trying to charge his team forward. Goes to go with the tackle there. And referee now for there. So a bit of a phone call to find out the scoreline in other places.
Obviously. And I know that currently Medeama will be sitting comfortably at the summit of the league.
Yeah, but Hearts of Oak losing, Kotoko as well. Idiana also losing, no pressure. And that's what Salim has said, continue to say to his teammates.
The Gold Stars will keep the taps on them, just 2 points away. They also managed to record a victory. But they wouldn't mind, still at the top of the table.
What you expect is that when they get a chance, just take it. That's the only fine margins that gets you going. Yeah, tough time there for Di Dramani there. Kind of a very exciting moment there for Di Dramani, but the Medeama faithfuls are at least with the sponsorship coming in. They expect to see growth in numbers as well in terms of performance and the ability to win the Premier League title. Medeama FC, and worrying situation for Hearts of Oak fans as well. This play for them was to see them grow up and see if they can get something going. And there's a lot of a difficult time there for Prince Kobina and referee Anafu. But I think the point of departure there from Prince is the fact that Medeama are beginning to slow the game down. And Felix J has Prince to deal with. That's a long ball in. Picking signals, so might be doing 5 minutes at a time in this game between Medeama and Hearts of Oak. There's only a goal score there by Salim Adams separating the two sides. Meantime, there will be an opportunity now for Theophilus Collison to hit the ball deep into the box now for Felix Che to deal with it. Well, among the two goalkeepers, it seemed to be heading to a clean sheet there for him. And Moses Samar and his team just looking on there, the bankroll of Medeama FC. Felix Che now. Up here. Lovely play there from this young man who got introduced into the second half, and That's a confirmation of at the time. Hearts of Oak not done yet. Still pushing for a goal yet. Prince Kabana Wusu once again at the far side.
We see House of Fox playing 10th. They want to quickly get the ball upfield as early as they can, trying to push for that needed equalizer.
Ball into the box, Felice off this line. Not well cleared, but eventually Medeama will be thankful and hit the ball in. Sibe, the last player, the last man to beat at the rail for Hearts of Oak. Always at the right players at the right time. I say Sibe now, Suleiman Fatal here. Foggio, Jakwasu, and he's been fouled there, Jakwasu.
That was too much aggression coming in there from Theophilus Collison. And Jakwasu will take advantage of it. It's time. Take all the time in the world to try and have some rest.
Substitution there. Mano Mate has had his time there. Medeama would want to introduce Prince Owusu into the game there.
Enough quality they have. There's a player who can hold on to the ball, weave his way through, create some magical moment.
I'll tell you what, Salim Adams will be going home with the Man of the Match award. Not just for the goal there, but for his performance this afternoon. And I have Hearts of Oak trying to throw a lot of men forward. Dashing runs up front. Collison and the heart of midfield. Always Alves Spontin coming into the picture as well. Now this comes Befi. Jakwasu commits a foul.
As a folk edging closer, trying to create a lot more opportunity. You can see they are pushing higher, a lot more intensity, greater intent.
Well, stalemate will be a huge point there for Hearts of Oak if he works out to the advantage. In times you're looking to see exactly the point to be picked up. And Collison's ball into the box, and again it's Sibe's header.
I'm not sure Sibe was expecting that. That was a very good delivery for him. They just met him after the failure of Amu and Mubarak to get anything on that. Would have been a free header for him.
I tell you what, a little bit of a concern there, where you have situation and the two teams are trying to deal with the situation, and it's always going to be a very cagey moment.
The fans can only be in jubilant mood as they wait for the final whistle. It will be a good start to the season for them. That is exactly what they want to see. Let's see. They want to win the league this season. Enough quality. And they have a very wonderful team. They are just waiting, hoping for that whistle that will end the game.
There's always going to be
see a lot of dejection there for Abasi.
I did say that there's a heavyweight contest and you expect almost everything to happen, from the fans to the team officials. Prior to the game, there's been a lot of talk about what was going to happen here in Medeama, especially the TNA part between the two sides. And there's obviously going to be a lot of talking to be done there. And the off-field incident, clearly man just trying to almost everything, and it's going to be a red card to one of the technical men of Accra Hearts of Oak. And referee Anafo is having a very Herculean task, trying to cool tempers down here at the TNA Park. But there'll be a lot of major talking points as to really what happened off-field. The cameras were not there, you're not definitely going to see that, but I can't tell you what specifically happened. But that's the tough times you're definitely going to have as an official.
But these fans don't care, Graham.
No, they don't. It's just a 3-point that they want to see. There's nothing more, nothing less.
I'm sure 4 draws coming to the game, lots of impact.
Yeah.
It came down the left-hand side of the attack, causing problem.
I tell you what, Ghazali has been shown a red card. The assistant coach of Hearts of Oak has been shown the red card for an off-field incident involving him and a ball boy. And reason he's been shown the red card. That was an off-field incident between the assistant coach Ghazali and a ball boy of Medeama. That has resulted in him getting the red card.
It's quite unfortunate. Tempest rising high, couldn't control his temper. Unfortunately, he's got himself out of the team. The number of matches they're going to play, and I'm sure it's going to be quite disappointing not to see him close to the main coach for a number of games.
Collison.
It's a game of football that times you can understand.
SCV. Safrani and Ali Mohammed for Hearts of Oak, charging almost everybody forward. It's just all of them gathering around the 18-yard box of Medeama. The Phobians are looking for the equalizer. In control now, the Phobians. Sibe. Befi. It's been dealt with there by Patao Sulemana. There's going to be a foul. And there's certainly going to be advantage there for the visitors to deal with it. Still waiting to see what happens there. And Collison would want to deal with this ball there. So Fojo and Collison at each other now.
This is clearly going to be the last opportunity for Hearts of Oak if they want to grab anything from the TNA. You see Collison trying to get a bit of instructions from the technical team on how to whip in this final opportunity.
And who do you see there? Gwashi also going in there. Hearts of Oak throwing almost everything into the game now. They are looking for an equalizer. Gwashi in the thick. Ball headed down. Gwashi now. The goalkeeper has a chance to volley on this one. And flag off on offside.
Yeah, but he did everything that he had to do, but Amankwa Befi had positioned himself in an offside situation. He's virtually given his all.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough.
Yeah, it wasn't. Very tough encounter, but I tell you what, and so the unbeaten run of Medeama extends to 14 games in the Ghana Premier League, and the very first time Solomon Agbashi is beating in 4 games in the Premier League. But who scored? It was a former Hearts of Oak player. With his 11 games, he scored this wonderful goal there for Medeama AC. And so they still maintain a very good position on the Premier League table after defeat to Aegean Stars, Asante Kotoko and Hearts of Oak as well. And so this is the moment for this man to be crowned the player of the match with this wonderful goal today.
He's just made the difference. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He was fired up for this game. And just when he got that opportunity, on the 3rd attempt, he managed to find that goal, the ultimate match winner that separates his former side from his current side, giving his current side a redemption to the points they lost last season.
And so they continue the jubilation, Salim Adams, and it tells you his work rate has been well appreciated by his teammates. And so it's going to be 8 clean sheets there for goalkeeper Felix Che, imposed there for Medeama SC. And so a finish here at the TNA Park in Tarkwa. Medeama SC 1, Hatofok 0.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture, lies the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, a beacon of excellence in the energy sector. For over 40 years since its creation, GNPC has committed to its mandate of developing Ghana's own petroleum resources to support the provision of adequate and reliable supply of petroleum products and reduce the country's dependence on crude oil imports, charting in the process. In education, the corporation has, among other things, constructed over 150 classroom and dormitory facilities and awarded over 4,000 scholarships to deserving Ghanaian students at the graduate and postgraduate education levels. Recognizing the importance of preserving Ghana's natural environment and the health of its people, GNPC has funded the construction of over 700 borehole water systems, 86 sanitary facilities, and 30 AstroTurf pitches to enhance physical and sporting health. GNPC, powering dreams.
All over here at the TNA Stadium, Medeama have beaten Hatofok by a goal to nil. A goal scored by former Hatofok midfielder Salim Adams, and he actually won 3 points for Medeama, which keeps Medeama on top of the Ghana Premier League. The final game to end the first round. My name is Mutale Akubu, and this is the Ghana Premier League on TV3 and on your TV. I've been joined by the head coach of Hatofok, Masood Didi Dramani. Coach, 3 points lost here, but I could see that you were furious on the touchline. What was really happening?
I think that there were so many things devoid of what was happening in the game. The game is not just the players and the coaches. The game is all about the match officials, referees, and everybody who is very involved to play their part so that we can give good football to our viewing public.
Would you say the better team won?
I wouldn't say so. I think that we don't deserve to lose. We controlled, greater part of the game. They also had their moments, and I think that they scored a very good goal.
Of course. Now, he ended in a defeat, but what phases of the game were you most impressed with?
No, I think that there are so many aspects of the game that you can be impressed of, because you cannot control the game all the time. There will be times when you need to control the moment when the opponent is in charge. And I think that in that moment, we gave away the ball, and that resulted into this.
Now, last season, by this time, when we finished the first round, Hatofok were languishing somewhere at the bottom of the table. Would you say the team has made massive progress after the first round?
I think that it is not for my justification to think about how the team fared last year. For me, I'm more responsible with the current situation, is to deal with what is at stake and then to try to improve so many aspects of the team.
Second round about to start. Is goal scoring really a problem in this Hatofok team?
Absolutely. You saw the chance we had in the first half. You saw the chance we had in the second half. These chances, you don't miss them, but we are still in work in progress.
Now the window is open. Would you augment the squad before the second round starts next week?
Absolutely. If we have the solution to do that, why not? Very important.
All right. Thanks very much, and wish you all the best. Masood Didi Dramani is the head coach of Hatofok. His side have lost this game against Medeama by a goal to nil. But the coach who masterminded this win for Medeama is here, Ibrahim Tanko. Good win, 3 points. You said it was important to start the year with 3 points. But how important is it to get 3 points against teams who are also competing for the title?
Very important, as you know. The game was a really tactical game. We have to, dig our mind till the 90th minute. But I think we have most of the ball. We possess very well and then keep controlling the game. I think it's a deserved win for us.
First half was like 50-50. What was the halftime team talk like?
No, I think we told them we are doing everything right. The only thing we have to do is to make to use of our chances. And then I think Salim Adams did it very well, and 3 points, very happy.
As a coach, in recent times, you are getting goals from midfielders rather than your attackers. Are you not worried by that?
No, I think we are a team. If even the defenders will score the goals for us to get what we want, I think, like I said, our midfielders, how we play, definitely they will have a chance. If they make use of it, definitely they will score more goals.
First round of the Ghana Premier League done and dusted. You're on top of the table. What is the plan for the second half?
No, I think in the second round, we know that it's not going to be easy, but definitely we are going to prepare ourselves very well and then go game by game.
Coach, we wish you all the best in 2026. Ibrahim Tanko is the head coach of Medeama. He has masterminded this win against Hartlepool, the one by a goal to nil. But the man who scored the only goal for Medeama, I nearly said Hartlepool. Salim Adams, Wako back as a show team Hartlepool. First of all, how does it feel to share against your former club Hearts?
Oh, Charlie, we feel great. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I feel so great. Yeah.
Oh man, now take me through that goal. Me who say Richard appear for ball no be a call far post. I be a call the near post. Then I who ya ultimately pull it back. Say ball ne beba.
Yeah, from the whole week in our training I no. Oba beto say training wa say obi akwa. I was me food and stay for card back. Into onya call me say there card back in beba until I me stay for the ball.
Of course. Now you're first round. Medeama are on top. What is the plan for AMO team going into the second round?
Yeah, plan now say back stay on top now so say be league Yeah, find match after match. They say the first above first round away. Next week here 10 league 3 points now near say kwaji.
But who show team or former team Hartlepool? Do you think they have a good team?
Yeah, very good squad. Very good squad. They were just unlucky. So I wish them all the best.
And we wish you all the best as well. Salim Adams is the most valuable player in today's game. He scored the goal for Medeama as they beat Hartlepool by a goal to nil. I am tempted to say he scored the goal for Hartlepool because he's a former Hartlepool player. Bismarck Vondi, second half, we had one goal. It went to Medeama. Salim Adams, fine goal to win them 3 points. Medeama are victors.
Well, very beautiful game here at the TNA Sports Stadium. And there's nothing much that you can say about this beautiful game. You know, Medeama Sporting Club were gun blazing just to make sure they get the 3 maximum points because it is the last game of this first round of the Ghana Premiership. And for Accra House of Oak, I think they didn't also disgrace themselves, especially in the first half. They were able to hold Medeama Sporting Club for about 70 minutes, but just except that they were undone by the substitution that Coach Ibrahim Tanko made for Medeama Sporting Club.
I think the introduction of Forjoy and Richard Appiah did the magic.
They did everything for Medeama Sporting Club. You know, beginning of this game, that was exactly what Ibrahim Tanko wanted to do with Kingsley Bray and Calvin and Nkrumah. But for Kingsley Bray, because he is a striker, he was finding it difficult to torment Accra Suffolk at the right flanks. Whenever you get the ball, he is not able to search forward with the ball, unlike Kevin and Nkrumah, who also had some overloads at the left flank. So I believe in the second half, Coach Ibrahim Tanko thought it twice to bring on Kevin, Derek Forjoy and then Richard Appiah. And that run from Richard Appiah, just giving out that cutback with Salim Adams finishing that game, I mean, very, very brilliant. I should say Mutala.
Of course, and the game done and dusted. Let's go through the statistics after 90 minutes here. Interesting one. The first half, it was almost 50-50, but I don't know how the second half panned out. So one goal being scored in this one. 8 shots for Medeama to Hartlepool 3. 7 shots on target for Medeama, and Hartlepool had only 157%. Of possession went to Medeama, and Hartlepool had 43. 6 corners to the home side, 4 to Hartlepool. 13 fouls were committed by Medeama, and Hartlepool committed 29, with 3 yellow cards being shown to Hartlepool and 1 to Medeama. But no red card in the game. The most important statistics in football is actually the scoreline, and that is what Medeama had here. But there are other results also. Adriana surprisingly lost to Vision FC by a goal to nil. Bechem United beating Brekum Chelsea by a goal to nil. Dreams also had a 2-0 victory over Holy Stars, with 11 Wonders losing to BBN Gold Stars by 3 goals to 2. Nations FC also drew goalless with Karela. Samatex beating Young Apostles by 2 goals to 0. And guess what? Swedro All Blacks beat Asante Kotoko by 2 goals 2-1, all in match day 17. The first round of the Ghana Premier League done and dusted. Medeama are on top of the table, but the second round will continue next week. My name is Mutala Iyakubo. This has been the Ghana Premier League on TV3 and on UA TV. I did this with Bismarck Von D, Kelvin Osuansa, and Benjamin Willie Graham were in commentary position. From us here at the Takwa T and Nay Stadium, we say have a good evening and let's meet for match day 18.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture, lies the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, a beacon of excellence in the energy sector. For over 40 years since its creation, GNPC has committed to its mandate of developing